There is a list from the early church, the development of our Christian community, Catholic Christian community, of careers that would no longer be possible because of their welcoming Jesus into their lives. And this list might surprise you. Painters and sculptors, architects, teachers, actors, and even butchers. The reason, according to the scholars, is that most of those professions, if not all of them, were somehow already enmeshed into the pagan ritual life. So if you were a painter, you'd be painting a pagan temple, or an architect building one of them, teachers teaching the myths of the pagan gods, or actors acting them out in plays. And the butcher, of course, when there would be a need for sacrifice, that's where you would go to get the animal of sacrifice. So it may seem strange to us, but if that's the case, that this became impossible for those who were committing themselves to Jesus at that time, then really welcoming Jesus into their lives, or being welcomed by him, called, could have a very serious impact on one's community, one's family, one's well-being, in the sense of financial resources. So I sense that that's something that kind of struck me, as being aware of people in my own life who I could tell were really risking it for Jesus, entering into the depths in a way that was not always easy for them. And maybe that's the call today, in a world where there's another list. I don't know if you're aware of this, but 12 people a day, they say, lose their life because of their Christian faith throughout the world. So that still happens. And people are offering themselves in that way, out of fidelity to Jesus Christ, in a way that seems sometimes to bring trouble into their lives. They're risking that, and you may think that's something from the past, but that's not the case. That still happens today. We know and hear of other aspects of persecution, of people not being welcomed to worship the God of Jesus Christ. So to remember that may not be our world, in the sense of the world we live in, but it is our world in the larger sense, not to make us feel a burden necessarily, but to hear the call of the gospel. Because I wonder what might have happened to Lydia, the person who was dealing in purple cloth, if that was something that might have been in for the temple or for the pagan rituals. I don't know, but I wonder, as she welcomed Paul into her life and was baptized, her and all her family, was that just easy street for them? I don't think so, because that's not the case for us either, and that there is this call to risk it because of what Jesus is calling us to do. And I hope that it would never come to the point where we might need to offer our very lives as a martyr. But if it was, I pray that we would be supported by the advocate that Jesus is sending us from the Father, and we would be being faithful to God in our willingness to go even through that. Sometimes, obviously, we wouldn't have to worry about that necessarily, but I sense that there are some aspects of our lives that might be worth bringing into that realm, the choices that we make, the things that we watch, the people that we engage with. I sense that there might need to be a check on the quality sometimes of our relationships, to see that that's a barometer in some ways of how and what and we're being faithful. So I sense that that's an invitation to us, and I like the words of the marriage vows, that we, in no matter what, would promise to be true to God in good times and in bad, in sickness and in health, that we would love God all the days of our life with everything we've got, no matter what it takes, cost what it may.